I think this feeling is pretty much familiar to everyone that draws. You are drawing something, you're happy with it, but it starts feeling wrong. That's what I had with this sketch. I first thought it was something to do with the head, because it was too small. I knew it was too small, I could see it with my eyes. But after I fixed it, it still felt wrong. And that's the problem with a feeling. When you can see something is wrong, you know it's wrong. You know how to fix it. But with a feeling, you don't know what is wrong with the picture. For example, I thought that it was the head, but when I fixed the head, it still felt wrong. Because the hips, in proportion to the rest of the body, felt wrong. They felt too big for some reason. But the hips felt right in proportion to the frame. To this door, the hallway, everything. It felt right. And that's because there is a difference between knowing and feeling. When you know something is wrong, it's easy to fix. You just fix it. And if you can't fix it, the best thing is to do is just work on something else. Different part of the drawing, like I did, I couldn't fix these hands because I was not in the mood for it, so I did the background. Or just draw something else. I always have this sketch page ready just for things like that. But when you feel something is wrong, you can't really do that, because it doesn't matter how hard you try to distract yourself by drawing other things. It will still feel wrong. So what do you do? Well, one thing, you don't look for distractions. You don't put it off. You try to fix it immediately. First thing you do. And there are two ways of fixing it. This is the first one. Delete it all. Delete the entire thing and redo it. But better. But that's a little extreme, and it hurts a lot to do it. I've had to do it about 5 or 6 times, and it hurts every single time. But with this one, I didn't need to. I just made a copy of this entire thing, made the adjustments on the copy, and tried to, like an idiot, switch between the layers to see if it looks better the second way or the first way. If you're a smart person, you would just take the fixed copy and the original copy and put them next to each other, like I did here. This is the fixed version, the one you see here. That's the fixed version. Oh, wrong one. This is the previous one. This entire torso area plus the head, this entire area was too little, too small. And because of that, the hips felt wrong compared to the frame. But it wasn't the hips, it was the torso. Oh yeah, I was going to tell you how to fix something you feel. Well, the thing is, I didn't know what was part. I just had the hunch, and that's what you do. You follow your hunches. It doesn't matter how stupid it sounds, or how ridiculous, or how implausible it sounds. Those are all three the same word. You just do something. It doesn't matter what you do. You make something bigger. You erase something. You redraw something. You put a line here and there. You move something. In Photoshop, you warp some stuff. You can't do that in Clip Studio. But you do just whatever you think that might help, you do. And I have noticed that most of the time it works. Your first hunch is a lot of the times the first thing that was the problem. Because That's the first thing I did on this one. I just made her torso bigger, and it made it better immediately. But when I did that, I had another problem. I didn't want to get rid of this because I worked hard on it. This one, I just resized it a bit. It literally took 10 seconds. So I was attached to this one, but this one was right. Because of that, I got some confusion and couldn't tell which one was better. And in those circumstances, you send it to a friend. That's how simple it is. You send it to a friend. It doesn't even have to be an art friend. I sent this to my best friend. That guy shits on everything I draw. For a good reason. Because it's shit. And when I asked him which one is better, left or right, he didn't even hesitate. He said right immediately. I also sent this to an artist friend of mine, and they didn't really say shit. But that's the thing. If you have it doesn't have to be an artist. If you're asking for a critique, it doesn't have to be an artist. It can just be a layman. Sometimes it's better to have a layman, because an artist will be concerned about other stuff than it feeling right. A layman only has the feeling. An artist has the feeling and the knowledge, and usually will go with his knowledge and not with his feeling. So that's basically it. If it feels wrong, it is wrong, and change it. If you can't change it, erase it. Well, I just made a 5-minute video for something that can be said in 2 seconds. Well, have fun.